Imagine this, an endless sea of cubicles, beige as far as the eye can yawn, fluorescent lights buzzing like your hopes and dreams, faint and annoying. There you are, desk-bound zombie, typing like it matters, drowning in emails, each one less important than the last. PowerPoints, because nothing says urgent like a pie chart, meetings about meetings. It's turtles all the way down. Quick reality check. What do you actually make here? Besides coffee disappear. What do you fix? Your posture doesn't count. What do you contribute? Existential dread? If you're drawing a blank, congrats. Welcome to the zombie club. You might be in a zombie job, all shuffle, no bite. A role that exists just to exist, like a screensaver. You're not working, you're haunting the office. Tonight we shine a flashlight on the office undead. The background extras of corporate life now starring in your paycheck. This is Chronicles, where we roast the absurdity of modern work, exploring jobs that are pure theater, Tony Awards, not pay raises. Served with a side of snark and a dash of hope. Grab your lukewarm office coffee, it's showtime. Let's dig in, before your boss schedules another meeting. Let's kick things off with the office's finest furniture. Human edition, the lackeys. Basically potted plants with a LinkedIn profile. Their job? Make the boss feel like royalty. No actual skills required. Not to do, but to be seen. Like a designer handbag, but with a 401k. Picture the doorman at corporate HQ, his main skill? Door opening and ego boosting. He's there to say, you're about to meet someone so important. They haven't touched a doorknob since 2009. That's power, baby. Or the executive assistant, corporate caffeine courier, fetching coffee for a boss sitting 10 feet from a $1,000 machine, because walking is for interns. Why? Because in this world self-sufficiency is a rookie mistake. The powerful don't pour their own coffee. These jobs aren't about convenience. They're about putting on a show. Broadway, but with more spreadsheets. The more people you have orbiting you, the more important you look. It's corporate peacocking. It's not about results, it's about the ritual of having things done for you. Like royalty minus the crown. Lackeys aren't hired to work but to accessorize. The Gucci belt of the boardroom. They're status symbols for the boss's ego, now in business casual. Here, appearance beats substance every time. Welcome to the multiverse of pointless jobs. Once you realize a job doesn't need a point, as long as it flatters the boss, you're on the express slide to absurdity. And next up on this wild ride, the Band-Aid Brigade. The only people busier than lackeys, just not for any good reason. They fix problems that shouldn't exist, like IT for a toaster. Let's meet these corporate firefighters. If lackeys are office zombies, Band-Aid Brigade are the ones mopping up the mess, while the flood keeps rising. These folks are always busy, mostly fixing disasters they didn't cause. Their job? React, panic, repeat. Prevention is just a rumor. Picture a company clinging to a 1998 login system. Password resets are their main export. There's a whole team for forgot password. It's like Groundhog Day, but with more IT tickets. These aren't innovators. They're professional password resetters stuck in a digital time loop, or the editor whose week is spent fixing the boss's emails. Spell check is their Everest. They're the VP's arch nemesis. The company loses hours and brain cells every time someone writes defiantly instead of definitely, or the data clerk, copy-pasting between ancient systems. Integration? Never heard of her. Why automate when you can hire 3 people to do the same thing? Badly? These jobs exist because someone, somewhere, made a terrible decision, and now it's tradition. The Band-Aid Brigade, office firefighters, bravely battling the blaze with a leaky water gun. Every day's a new emergency. The building's made of gasoline-soaked rags, but hey, at least they're employed. Lazy? Never. These are the hardest-working hamsters on the corporate wheel. But it's all for nothing, a Sisyphean cycle of fixing the unfixable. Eventually, these jobs get fancy titles and career paths. Congratulations, you're now Senior Disaster Wrangler. The company brags about problem-solving. Never mind they caused the problems in the first place. It's like setting your own house on fire just to win Firefighter of the Month. The people who care most are stuck in a system designed to keep them spinning in circles. Their job? Slap on a patch, never ask why the boat's leaking. That's just how we do things. The official motto of corporate stagnation. And so the company's soul quietly rots, hidden by a mountain of busy work. But hey, at least the lights are still on. But what about jobs that exist just to look busy? Enter the next act. Meet the paper pushers, bureaucracy's magicians, masters of corporate theater, illusionists of the office world. Let's see how they keep the charade alive, one pointless report at a time. Meet the paper pushers, corporate's answer to, how much paper can we waste in a day? These are the folks who can turn a coffee break into a 12-page report. Their superpower, summoning endless spreadsheets, their output, reports, charts, and enough emails to crash a server, presentations that cure insomnia, and newsletters nobody reads except maybe their mom. But hey, the company looks busy. Ever get a 50-page report on synergy optimization? Spoiler, it's just a fancy way to say, we had a meeting. Filled with more buzzwords than a beehive. And stock photos of people high-fiving for no reason. That's their masterpiece. Content, irrelevant. Page count, everything. They run surveys, send follow-up emails, and invent mission statements like Synergize the Paradigm. All destined to become lobby posters no one notices. Zero impact. Maximum theater. Tony Award, anyone? Paper pusher jobs breed more paper pusher jobs. It's like rabbits, but with memos. The internal newsletter, their Mona Lisa. A weekly PR blast that says, look busy, everyone's watching. Their real job? Distract you from realizing you're in a sitcom with no laugh track. They keep everyone focused on the fiction of purpose, like a magician, but with more PowerPoints. Without them, someone might actually ask, wait, what do we do here? Their job is to make sure nobody ever asks that question. But what if a company goes from pointless to actually harmful? For that, you need a new breed. The goons. The enforcers of corporate nonsense. Mercenaries in suits. Let's see how they make the world a little worse. One billable hour at a time. Buckle up! It's time to meet the corporate villains. The real monsters wear ties. The goons, not after brains. These zombies want market share and a bigger bonus. Meet the muscle of the boardroom. They enforce nonsense with a smile and a spreadsheet. These aren't your average drones. They're actively harmful, like office coffee but with lawsuits. Architects of misery, engineers of inefficiency, basically evil geniuses with business cards. Picture in-house lawyers, suing over the shape of a phone because why not? Gotta keep those billable hours up. Their job, not justice. Just creative paperwork and corporate smackdowns. Fairness, please. They're here to weaponize the law, one memo at a time. The goal? Bankrupt the competition, and maybe their own souls. Innovation? Not on their watch. New ideas get locked in the supply closet. And then, lobbyists. The real-life ghosts haunting government hallways. They twist laws like balloon animals, only less fun. Their superpower? Making sure rules are optional for the rich. And taxes? That's just a scary story they tell interns. Regulations? They fight those like it's the final boss in a video game. Sabotage is an art form. These folks have PhDs in it. The public good? They left that in the break room fridge, next to the expired yogurt. The rules? Written by the players. Referees need not apply. Enter the PR wizards, spinning disasters into learning opportunities since forever. Non-apologies are their specialty. We're sorry you feel that way. Their real job? Protect the brand. Even if the brand is on fire. Problems? Just bury them under a mountain of press releases. Sales teams, selling you stuff you never wanted but now suddenly need. Financial advisors, translating your money into their commission. The more confusing the product, the higher the fee. It's science. The only thing growing is the CEO's bonus. These jobs are designed to extract, distract, and destroy. Profit first, planet later. All that talent, channeled into making the world slightly worse. When goons show up, you know the company has gone full villain mode. Ethics? That's just a word in the employee handbook. Page never read. It's a race to the bottom. First prize? A golden parachute. Sure, the pay is great. But so is the existential dread. The value they create? Like a mirage, looks good until you get close. They're not baking a bigger pie, they're fighting over crumbs. And somehow, the pie keeps shrinking. Weird, right? The rules? Profit first. Everything else, optional, human dignity, the planet, justice, just speed bumps on the road to quarterly earnings, making the world worse, one PowerPoint at a time. But who runs this circus? Who's the ringmaster of the zombie parade? Who's in charge of the lackeys, the band-aiders, the paper pushers, and the goons? For that, you need a special kind of manager. The overlord overkiller, masters of micromanagement, champions of chaos, the final boss of corporate nonsense. Let's climb the greasy pole and meet the CEO of corporate chaos. Spoiler, it's not a happy ending, but hey, at least it's entertaining. Meet the overlord overkillers. Boss is so busy, they need a meeting to schedule their next meeting. These are the royalty of redundancy, the sultans of spreadsheets. Their superpower? Managing people who don't need managing. If there's a task that could be automated, they'll form a committee to discuss why it shouldn't be. Their main job? Drowning the office in red tape and meetings that could have been emails. They're the high priests of pointless procedures. Blessed be the busy work. A good manager is like a conductor leading a symphony. An overlord? They're waving a baton at a room full of kazoos, loud, chaotic, and nobody knows the tune. They invent work for themselves. Let's have a vision session. Translation? Let's waste an hour pretending to innovate. Meetings about meetings, touch bases about touch bases, circle backs about circle backs. It's like Groundhog Day, but with more PowerPoint. Their favorite phrase? Let's touch base. Their second favorite? Let's circle back. Their least favorite? Let's do actual work. Every meeting is a performance review, except the only thing being reviewed is your ability to look interested on Zoom. They schedule vision sessions that could be summed up in a single meme. Spoiler: the vision is more meetings. Collaboration, innovation, please. These meetings exist so managers can prove they exist. It's existentialism, but with donuts. At best, they're hype men for the status quo. At worst, they're chaos agents, starting fires just to be seen putting them out. They invent KPIs nobody understands, launch reorgs that only reorganize your confusion, and create more layers than a wedding cake. The result? More managers than workers. It's an upside-down pyramid. One sneeze and the whole thing collapses. Overlords are masters of work expansion. If there's a way to make a job more pointless, they'll find it and give it a title. They hire paper pushers to generate reports nobody reads, and Band-Aid brigade to fix the messes they made. It's job security by chaos. They're the queen bees of the zombie hive, laying eggs that hatch into new pointless jobs. The undead workforce grows. If you're in a meeting staring into the void, check the head of the table. That's your overlord overkiller, except no substitutes. They conduct the symphony of corporate nonsense, architects of the cubicle wasteland, masters of metrics that mean nothing, the final boss of zombie jobs. Escape if you can, or at least bring snacks to the next meeting. Living proof the system isn't just broken, it's gone full sitcom. Tune in next week for more corporate absurdity. From decorative lackeys to overlords who schedule meetings about meetings, the office is basically The Walking Dead, but with more coffee. We've built workplaces powered by busy work, where looking busy beats being useful. Congrats? So here's the million-dollar question. Do we just accept our cubicle doom, or do we rise up, armed with sarcasm and strong Wi-Fi? Will we be the generation that finally hits unsubscribe on zombie jobs? It all starts with one brave act, asking yourself, wait, what do I actually do here? If your answer is synergy, blink twice for help. If it's just awkward silence, don't worry, you're not alone. That's your cue to plot your great escape. Demand work that matters. Bonus points if it doesn't involve 12 reply-all emails. And push for a system that values brains over buzzwords. Stay skeptical, and join the Cash Chronicles rebellion. For more wild, weird, and maybe even hopeful stories about money, meaning, and how to survive the office apocalypse, subscribe!